Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Corey Barr Show. Today, at least this video is going to take place in 2 days, today and tomorrow. One, I'm starting with, I'm finally doing this. I'm tie-dyeing a select number of shirts I have, solid white, and I think I have an MTV shirt that has got, the design, and it's got all the colors. I'm going to put the colors all over it. But okay, I got the dye. I got this. I got it at Walmart. It has like a ton of dyes, as you can see on the packaging of this bad boy. So the technique that I'm going to be using is you can either do two techniques with tie-dye. You can either do it straight out of the washing machine, or just because you need to wash your t-shirts beforehand, so it gets all the because these are brand new. It shrinks them, it gets all that out of there, it gets all that wash. You can either do one of two ways: straight out of the wash machine, the wet method, as they call it, or the dryer method, where once you get them wet, get them dried, and then it shrinks, and then there you go. But with the wet method, the one I'm using, we're gonna take them straight out of the wash machine, and then you apply the dye, and then you let it set out in the sun, and then it dries that way, therefore soaking in the colors and absorbing and just pretty much making the shirt. These are all larges, so these should fit me perfectly fine. I'm gonna throw these bad boys in the washer right quick, and hopefully that won't take too long, and then we can actually start putting on our dyes. Look how many white shirts we got. Ooh, there's 6 total. But okay, let's throw these bad boys in the washing machine, and we'll wait, and then we'll apply some dye to them. So, washer. Okay, I've got the t-shirts in the washing machine. Here's what you really want to do. You want to, at least for me, I want to use cold water and medium. So it should take about, if you want to do a speed wash on it, you can, but I'm just doing a normal cycle all the way through, just to make sure that everything that, is, just to make sure it's thorough. So you can do a speed wash if you want to. There's really no wrong way to do tie-dye, I swear to you. So I'm just going to do a normal one, just to be on the safe side. That's pretty much me. Just about an hour of waiting. It's not that bad. And then you take them out of here, and then we'll apply some dye. So, oh yeah, and another thing, do not put detergent or anything, like any cleaning materials in here. Do not do that. And if you're doing the drying method, do not put dryer sheets in with them. That will also affect the dye and everything. So if you're doing the dryer method, no dryer sheets and detergent. Just if you're using wet method, no detergent or whatever, just straight out. Okay? Straight out. But we will do this, and we'll see you in about an hour. Okay guys, jump cut. The t-shirts are wet, we're outside, but everything that comes with the kit is the gloves. You get these rubber bands, which are going to become important with the twist tying of tying the patterns that you're wanting to do. So you got a lot of those. You got an instruction booklet, and for a little bit of the most important thing is the dyes. You get a lot of them. If you can see there, you got blue, green, yellow, another 2 yellows, a red, magenta, a pink, I think 2 purples, a dark blue, an orange. So we got a good variety of colors to mix and match. And again, if you're good with mixing dyes and colors, then you could pretty much make a good majority of with the prime colors you got and with the sub colors you got. So you got a good amount to work with here. So now the next thing we need to do is fill these things up with water, and these things are pretty easy to fill. You just fill it up to the line, and then you shake, and then you should have your dye ready, and then we'll pour them on there. Okay, so we're gonna go with a blue, green, and I don't know, let's go with a purple. Let's see what we can get into. Okay, so I pretty much wanted to show you guys this before I really mix them up hardcore. So about right there, you can tell, almost to the brim, maybe a little bit more, because you want it to at least have enough room to be able to shake, because if you fill it up too much, you're not going to be able to get the dyes to mix at all. And I use cold water straight out of the tap. I hear hot water does better, but I've always used cold. So it's your preference. There's literally no wrong way to do this. So if this is your first time doing it, don't stress. You cannot mess it up. That's what's great about tie-dye. You cannot mess it up. It's physically impossible, because you're trying to make color on something that has no color or absence of color. Once you got these things shaken up pretty good, hitting the bottom also helps get the dye down there. Gets it off the bottom. In my opinion, you want to keep those tips very secured, because I've had some times in the past where if you don't have these screwed on good enough, you're gonna make a huge mess. Like, you'll get it all over your fingers, your floors, your house, and it does stain, okay? This stuff will stain everything. So you just want to do these for maybe a good minute or two until you think you have everything mixed up. Okay, well, that was pretty much it for the mixing of dyes. That's how you do it. Mix them up until they're about like that. Not really much powder on the bottoms, it seems like, and it's mostly just all dissolved dye. This one I filled up too much with water. I can tell because when I mix it, it's just I can feel the pressure on this. This has too much water. So this one might have still not dissolved fully. So we're gonna have to let this one settle a bit more. Okay guys, weird angle, but now with this part, thank gosh they give you, really want to get some gloves on, because you will stain your hands for days on days. Or if you have fingernail polish remover, then you'll be in no problem. But okay, you do one of two things now. We could follow our instructions where we can make a swirl, a crumple, or the traditional bullseye. So I'll make a traditional swirl just so you got anybody who's first time doing this, you can make the really cool spirals that you can do. Now, they also give you a cover, so it really helps protect your workstation very, very much. Now, this is not one of the shirts I bought today, but one of my V-necks that I found, solid white. Really like this shirt, and wanting to tie-dye it. So to do the spiral, pretty easy, straightforward. What you're gonna want to do here is just anywhere. You can grab anywhere on your fabric, shirt, collar, anywhere. You start, you pinch, you grab like a handful, about like that. It helps. You can put a finger there, and it helps you grab it. And then you are just gonna want to spin in circles, and you're gonna have to move your fabric around. It's probably gonna have to help you, but you're just gonna keep spinning in a circle motion. Just keep spinning. As you can see, it's starting to make like a circle cylinder motion, and it's pretty much, you want it to look like this. You want it to be like a huge circle wrapped around like this. You want it to be flat, and you see all the layers over and over. So now then you're thinking, oh, now we dye? No, you do not. You don't dye now. Don't dye yet. So now we're gonna grab, actually, you might want to hold off on the gloves just yet. They will make your hands really sweaty, and I haven't even started dyeing yet. So actually, don't put your gloves on just yet. You're not doing anything too serious with dye. You want to get your rubber bands. This is like a serious thing here. If you mess this up, which is impossible, you can't mess up tie-dye. So pretty much, you're gonna grab a rubber band, and you're gonna want to do this. It's pretty much like that. And we're gonna do more. We're gonna have one going now across, down. This is pretty much also a way to show where you're putting your colors. Because now it's like, okay, now we got 4 sections. Should we do another? Yes, we should. It's gonna be like a huge pizza, pretty much. You're trying to make it like a pizza. A circular cylinder, and you wanna make sure that it's
every section has like at least a good amount of color that can be in it, as you can see there. Now was the time you would put back on, or if you still have your gloves on, or if you don't want to use gloves, hey, if you want to be a rebel, hey, go for it. Just to show you on another end, there's the back, and there's the front. So now we're going to get our dyes here. Comes the fun part. And as you can see, it's already starting to squeeze out. Yep, there it went all over my hands. So, again, you want to be careful if you're trying to be careful. As you can see, I've already got dye on it. But you just want to just kind of spray on there, just because it's wet, it's out of the washing machine. It's not going to run everywhere. It's going to just soak right in there. You want to make sure you're getting all in there. You want to see here, you just want to squirt in there. You just want to make sure you're getting it in all the holes. As you can see there, it's really absorbing it very well. I really do like the wet method over the dry method, because the dry method seems to just run like off the fabric, in my opinion. And then again, if you want to leave white, you can. If you want like some white in there, hey, white also is a good thing to also have in there, because white shows, because it blends very well with the next color that you're making. Next, let's go with a pink. Pink or purple. I don't know what you would call this color. Pink, purple, I don't know. Over here, wow, that's a very bright pink. As you can tell here, this is a very nice pink. I love it. This is a beautiful pink. Or magenta. It is just, I like it. You can tell right now. You can see that the green is already trying to make a purple right there in the middle. So when this thing fully comes out, it's going to look like a green, purple, pink thing. It's going to look cool. And then we're going to just put some blue there. Ooh, that's a nice shade of blue. Got it. You just soak and rinse and repeat. Hopefully one of these days I wanted to open up my own tie-dye shop in town. So, see there's the blue. And there is the finished piece. You got 2 reds, 2 greens, 2 blues. Again, you could have went red, green, 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 or if whatever you want. But now the next thing you'd want to do with this, we're gonna have to let this sit out here for about 24 hours. Or if you want to, just to make sure, you can even go longer, just so you make absolutely sure that it stays this vibrant. The longer you let it sit out, in my opinion, the stronger and vibrant the colors, because it just has nowhere to go. And if you can see in there, you can see some yellows and yellow bits in there. It's all crazy. So we're pretty much going to set this down and just wait 24 hours or so. Okay, so now I'm pretty much going to do a time lapse and just hurry up and tie all the rest of these, and so we can see how these things turn out. Okay, now what we're pretty much gonna have to do is wait. This is gonna have to set outside or in a dry spot, depending where you want to put your tie-dyes. I'll probably leave mine outside or in my building, so it'll dry out. And in the morning or afternoon, I will come back and we will wash these out, which will wash out the excess dye, and then we shall see how beautiful t-shirts we have made. Okay guys, now it has been 24 hours.
these have had enough time to soak and dry and absorb the dye and the cloth and the cotton. So the next thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to take this over to my water hose. You're going to have to wash this out. Make sure that you're getting all the excess dye, that the dye that didn't stay. We're going to make sure that we get all the excess dye out of it. And then what we're going to want to do is then we're going to want to throw them in the washing machine again and the dryer, and then we'll have our completed tie-dyes. So let's wash out the excess dye, and then we'll throw this in the washing machine. Let's go.
Drum roll, please. Now the moment you have all been waiting for, the reveal, the master, the full versions of what these tie-dyes would look like. Here's one. I'm trying these out. Look at this. This is the V-neck, the spiral. It turned out amazingly. As you can see, I think the colors are so vibrant. So if you guys follow this hand by hand and look at that, that is just the reds, and then it goes down to like a green, and it goes all the way behind. Probably the one thing I would have done is probably make the red a little bit more. Probably should have put a little bit more, but I think this is a good color. The watermelon shirt, as I like to call it, it is mostly spotty. This one was definitely just a random mishmash, but I really do think it turned out quite well. But as if you can see a closer look here, if you don't mix your dyes well enough, you'll get spots like these where it's just very intense dark colors. I mean, that's fine for me because again, it's like a watermelon with like dark spots and seeds. But if this is something that if you don't mix your dyes well, that's what happens. You get very concentrated spots and not really an even amount. But that was a little fine with it. See, look at that, like it's so cool. What's the next one? The next one I have here is the graphic MTV shirt. Goes from the blue. Tried to use all the colors of that was on the initial design. You can tell I got some on the back. Looks a bit muddy on the back with a mix of purple and orange. But again, the graphic, it does look very nice. This is very MTV. The last one. Now this one was the peace sign, and I actually probably messed up a little bit on it. As you can see, I got the circle bit and I got that P bit, but I forgot about the bar. You're supposed to also, the line, you're supposed to also make a design for that, and then you scrunch it up and then you do it. But I messed that up, but it still turned out amazingly. Even though it's not exactly a peace sign, it turned out very, very well, and I love this one. It just looks so weird. You can make out whatever you want it to be. That's just what it's awesome about tie-dye. It's so freaking cool. That was all my t-shirts. And that's my story. Did I really have no more t-shirts? What was the point? Am I going to be like this forever? So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, or at least a little tutorial wise of trying to make tie-dye. You know, I want to try to do more of this because again, I've actually had quite fun making this, and just making something, also part of making something as well as a video. But until next time, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, I guess. If you want to see more, subscribe. We come out with videos almost every day sometimes. And also I have a Twitch, which I've been streaming Minecraft lately, which is really fun. Making a rainbow house in there. And that's about all that you can, all that stuff will probably be in the description below, if anything. And also, I'll see if I can find a link to the tools that I use. So if you guys want to find it yourself, you can go out and get it yourself. I think it's at Walmart, but until next time, enough rambling. This has been the Barr Show, and peace and love.